All right, Rider Obvious peeps. I'm out here in a field to talk to you about this Ariel Rider X-Class 52 volt e-bike. I wanted to start out by just letting you know I am not sponsored by Ariel Rider. I actually bought this thing with my own hard-earned money. Part of the proceeds from selling my Concours 14 went toward buying this, and just wanted to tell you a little bit about it. It's the Ariel Rider X-Class 52 volt, and I'm really impressed with this little bike. You know, when it was shipped to me, there was a scratch right here, and that's why there's covered with the black there. I may wrap the whole battery. But this bike is everything that you read about. It's rated at a class 2, and I can turn those settings back down and, you know, make it a class 2 again, no problem. And actually, when I'm on trails and things where other people are, I make sure that I have my pedal assist turned down so that I don't exceed the 20 miles an hour. It's got a full suspension, front forks that are kind of in a more motorcycle type design. There's this back shock here, which I think they've upgraded from the first couple revisions. It actually works really well for me, so I'm pretty impressed with the suspension on it overall. Not the best suspension, but decent enough. I can, you know, get out into some territory like this and be comfortable still sitting on the seat. Also, it's rated at a 300-pound capacity, and thankfully I'm not 300 pounds. Although with COVID I was starting to approach that. Definitely over 200, but what else can I tell you about this? The headlight, this is the new version of the headlight and works pretty well. Let's go ahead and turn this on and get you a view of the headlight here. So the outside rings, they're kind of always on, and then when you want to turn on the light, then it has the LEDs in there that give you a lighted path. Also, the tail light, when that light is on, it's kind of always lit up. Tell me what you think. What does that remind you of? Yeah, me too. That's why I did that. I did get the 52 volt version of the X-Class, and mostly just so I get that at higher top end speed, and the battery lasts a bit longer. I've been stopped more times by people riding this around, asking me questions about it, than I ever was asked in the almost 5 years of ownership of my Kawasaki Concours 14. I've had more people ask me about this guy, and give you two guesses what the questions are that they ask. What's the first question they ask? How far can it go? Thankfully, I've never run out of juice on it yet. I have done more than 20 miles on a charge without any problem at all. I still had, you know, more than 2 bars of my battery left when I got home. I'm trying to be nice to the battery, so I really don't want to push it till it empties out, so I may never find the end of that limit. You know, we are in Colorado, so there's hills everywhere, and I doubt I'll probably get this into the mountains, or if I do, it's not going to be a serious mountain biker. This is more for an around town kind of bike. Definitely not made for extreme mountain biking, not really a lot of off-roading, to be honest. I mean, a lot of the trails I ride on are packed gravel, so I need it to handle that. I've got about 230 miles on this now, and tires are starting to wear down a little bit. You know, these side nubs, I call them my chicken nubs, my chicken strips there. It's about the size they were when they came, and you can see here in the middle, those are worn down fairly well. So I'm actually going to put some different tires on this, probably some actual like motorcycle or moped type tires, and I'll update y'all on that when I do it. Overall, I'm really impressed. You know, I added this thing myself. A lot of the add-ons from Ariel Rider just weren't available when I purchased the bike. You know, they're back ordered and no estimate on when they're coming out. Also, I went against everything that I in my being when I bought this bike. Normally, when I purchase something online, I make sure that there are people standing behind it that I can call on the phone and talk to. And they do have a phone number on the Ariel Rider webpage, but that phone number is just, it goes to a message that basically says, no, send us an email. And that made me a little iffy, but I saw so many people saying so many great things about this bicycle, that this e-bike, that I just had to risk it. And actually I'm glad that I did. Yeah, go ahead and leave some comments down below, leave some questions. I'll be happy to answer everything I can. Overall, just a really good bike. You know, I could go over all the specs, but you can look all those up. I just wanted to give you my impressions of it overall. This bike brings back the feeling that I had when I was a child and I had learned to ride a bike and I was out riding on my own. Just that feeling of freedom, the feeling that you get from riding a bicycle, like how fun it was. It's not a burden to ride this e-bike. You can use it as a workout, but it's not a burden. It's so much fun, and you can just get out, and it really is incredible. So and these are just trails that are out behind my house. Kind of a really cool place to ride. I try to keep her down in class 2 mode when I'm on these trails so that I'm not going super blazing fast, but this thing can go pretty fast. So yeah, just that's my impression of it. This thing brings back the joy of riding a bicycle again. And I think any e-bike would do that for you, but this thing has a little extra zip in its step. And it's really just a pleasure to ride this thing. So thanks for tuning in to Rider Obvious, and now I've got a ride with the name Rider in it, so I'm going that way. I'm going up here. Sorry. Thank you though. So like I was saying, thanks for tuning in. Rider Obvious, signing out.